Going through with their investigation. A woman is facing a trespassing charge for climbing into a lion exhibit at a New York zoo. You have to watch this video. The woman is standing just feet away from that lion. Officials at the Bronx Zoo say the woman climbed over a safety barrier and then went into the exhibit. Now, you can kind of see her dancing and waving her arms. The zoo has filed a report with NYPD. Zoogoers say they hope this incident won't ruin the experience for others, and they say they don't want high fences around the exhibits. Apparently, there are kind of low walls at the zoo right now. But that is
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say not the smartest idea to. She almost looks like she's taunting it.
Taunting it. Yeah. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's a big cat.
Yeah.
Don't want to mess with him.
No.
All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Weather-wise, like we were saying, kind of a meh day, not a bad day for a nap, movie, hanging out inside.
It's going to be a little bit gloomy today. We're expecting it to get cooler instead of warmer, so we'll see temperatures in the 50s later this afternoon and plenty of rain. That's going to be the main story for today. So unfortunately, if you have to be out on the roadways, watch out for some standing water out there. We did see at least some heavier rain move through the Lansing area earlier this morning, and we have more rain on the way. You can see that satellite and radar showing you showers anywhere from light to moderate rain through the Hastings area, moving closer to Lansing and into Jackson as well. So watch out on those roads this morning during the morning commute. Likely going to run into at least some rain, and there's plenty of it. All of that off to our west. We'll be moving through the area off and on pretty much throughout the entire day. So temperatures right now, we're starting out in the 60s in Lansing, 69 currently in Jackson. But like I said, it's going to get cooler instead of warmer as we head throughout the day. Temperatures in the 60s tomorrow with more rain. That forecast in a few minutes.
All right, keep the umbrella handy.
You'll need it.
All right, thanks, Claire. Bob and Deb coming up next on the Morning Blend. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
This morning on The Blend, we have with us Colleen King, who is the owner of King Media. Welcome to The Blend.
Thank you, Bob. I was so excited to come here and see you both today.
We're excited to see you.
Thank you.
What is King Media?
King Media is a full-service advertising agency. We do just about anything you can think of, but we do advertising, marketing, public relations, and anything in a digital format. So that means anything from social media to SEO to website development, email campaigns, you name it. Anything that has to do with the internet, we do that.
You've been doing this for a while. You just recently received another award in New York. What was this one for?
That was for our work for crisis communications for one of the public schools that we work with. We work in, if you go to our website, you'll see that we work in every vertical. There's not much that we don't do, certainly with all the years I've been doing this. But that particular award was for crisis communication for a district over in West Michigan.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So when you think of King Media and you work with so many different clients, what can those clients expect from you?
You know, we really have a tailored approach, okay? So no matter where you are in your snapshot of time, no matter what your business goals or objective, people hire us for a lot of different reasons. People hire us to basically take a good, solid regional brand, and they want to grow nationally, so they'll hire us for that. You see our work every day, all throughout Michigan and beyond. You just don't know that it's us, but. You know, everything from just a simple public relations campaign to strategic marketing to we need a new website and we need SEO and where do we go from there? Or we're not really sure how we want to grow, or what, you know, what we have new competition coming into the market. You know, the world has changed so much in the last 5 years. So where do we go from here and how do we do it? So we advise people on that as well.
And like any successful company, I'm sure you've got a great team to work with you.
I have a fabulous team. They are all amazing people. They're very, very good at what they do. They all had very successful careers before they joined me at King Media, and have a personal connection to each and every one of them.
How many offices do you have and where are they located?
We have one here in East Lansing, that's our home office. We have St. Joseph, Michigan, which is southwest Michigan. And then our newest office is in Grand Rapids. I'm from Grand Rapids, and that was a dream of mine. It was just trying to get all the different things aligned. We also have a home in southwest Michigan. So for anybody who's never been to St. Joe or New Buffalo or anywhere along the lake in that area of the state, you gotta go. It's beautiful.
Awesome. Well, we're going to put your information on the screen if you'd like to get a hold of Colleen at King Media, you can do so by visiting the website kingmedianow.com, or you can give them a call at 517-333-2048. Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you very much, both of you.
Well, if you're looking for a fun date night this weekend, you can head to Old Town for their BlockTober Party. The event is on Friday for people 21 and older. There will be axe throwing, music brews from Old Town's ozone brewhouse, and a lot more. Now, the event starts at 6 p.m. this Friday and Saturday. You can find more information on our website under Around Town Events. We'll have more local events and things to do right here on Fox 47. If you have an event you'd like to share, send us an email. That's to aroundtown@fox47news.com. Well, a new round of drugged driver testing is happening statewide. Police will be using mouth swabs to catch drivers under the influence of marijuana and other drugs. But how accurate are those swabs? And can you refuse to take one? Well, as part of the program, drug recognition experts will be doing an analysis using mouth swabs in every Michigan county. If they suspect the driver is impaired, the tool can test for multiple drugs, and that includes cannabis. An attorney says the science doesn't yet support this type of test.
Oral fluid analysis is really only testing whether or not you have THC in your body at all, which really isn't a predictor of whether or not you're under the influence. The more THC you have in your blood doesn't even necessarily mean that you're more stoned.
Drivers have the right to refuse to take the oral exam, but it will be a civil infraction. Police say data from the tests will help determine how useful the tool is across the state. A construction worker has died after they were hit during a crash on I-96 in Portland. That crash happened last Tuesday night. That worker was airlifted to the hospital and he died Monday night. The cause of that crash is under investigation. A former Dallas police officer is waking up behind bars this morning. Amber Geiger has been convicted of murder and she could face 5 years to life in prison. John Lawrence explains.
Former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger awaits her fate.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Geiger, guilty.
The 31-year-old faces up to life in prison for the murder of Botham Jean.
Big surprise, big shock, but you know what? That's the system of justice we have. That's the justice she got.
Last September, Geiger was off duty but still in uniform when she opened the door to an apartment she thought was hers. But Geiger had entered Jean's apartment and shot him, thinking he was a burglar.
I hate that I have to live with this every single day of my life.
It took the jury less than 24 hours to make its decision.
I thought quite possibly this would end in a hung jury. I thought the case was overcharged. I thought she could have been, should have been charged with manslaughter. I thought murder was a bridge too far.
Prosecutors questioned why Geiger fired her weapon as opposed to calling for backup, and also said she was more concerned for herself than helping the dying man.
This verdict is for Trayvon Martin, it's for Michael Brown, it's for Sandra Bland, it's for Tamir Rice, it's for Eric Gardner, it's for Antoine Rose.
Jean, who was an accountant, would have turned 28 years old on Sunday.
My life has not been the same. It's just been like a roller coaster.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Representative Alyssa Slotkin is holding a coffee hour today. It's from 2 to 3 at the Grand Traverse Pie Company in East Lansing. Representative Slotkin serves the 8th District, and that includes Ingham County. Now, Slotkin supports an impeachment inquiry into President Trump, and now she's facing a challenge for her seat. Nikki Snyder says next year she's planning to run as a Republican against Slotkin. Right now, Snyder is a member of the State Board of Education. Now, in November, Slotkin beat out two-term Republican Mike Bishop. The seat has usually gone to Republicans. And in parts of Jackson County, low-flying planes are spraying for mosquitoes. It's an effort to stop the spread of the Triple E virus. 16 people in Michigan have been infected by Triple E and 3 have died. Spraying in the Grass Lake and Concord areas was scheduled until 4:30 this morning. A suspect has been arrested in connection to a string of car break-ins. That's according to the Bath Township Police Department. The suspect was arrested at the Hawks Ridge apartment complex, and They're also suspected of breaking into cars in Clinton County. If you've had anything stolen from you, call Bath Township Police. And take a good look at your screen here. Meridian Township Police are hoping you can help them find this man. This is 26-year-old Scott Ash. He has 2 warrants out for his arrest. He's 5 foot 6 inches tall and he weighs about 160 pounds. Ash has black hair and hazel eyes. If you know where he is, please call Meridian Township Police. And some here in Michigan support a law that would let college athletes get paid for endorsement deals. It would let athletes sign endorsement deals, and it says the NCAA cannot ban compensated athletes. Well, Michigan State football head coach Mark D'Antonio says he's not against players getting paid. He just says there does need to be some balance.
There becomes a separation, and I think sometimes when there becomes a separation, it may not be good. I do think that there needs to be maybe a halfway point or maybe something that's equitable for everybody involved.
That law, of course, going to have a massive impact on college sports all across the country. Well, Claire, weather-wise, like we just keep saying, you're going to want maybe the umbrella, maybe a good movie to just curl up on the couch with, you know, take it easy inside.
Yeah. If you do have to venture out, though, you're going to need the umbrella.
Yes.
And probably the jacket. It's not that cold this morning, but we're getting colder instead of warmer today. So yeah,
okay. Maybe a rain jacket too.
Yeah, the rain jacket is probably the best bet for today. Satellite and radar showing you quite a bit of rain moving into the Lansing region right now. We're also getting reports of water over the roadways on US 127 and M46 up near Gratiot County, so you really need to use caution on the roads this morning. If you do see standing water, just turn around and find an alternate route, just because again, we are expecting quite a bit of some substantial rain throughout the entire day. You can see all of that rain off to our west still has to make its way through the state, and that is going to happen throughout the day. So temperatures right now, like I said, it's not too cold this morning. It's still 69 right now in Jackson, but we've already cooled down to 60 degrees in Lansing. It's 67 in Charlotte, 67 degrees right now in Mason, already 56 up to the north near Alma. So we are going to be cooling down instead of warming up for today. Expect temperatures to be down into the upper 50s by about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll dip down into about the mid-50s by 8 o'clock tonight. And again, we are going to be dealing with off and on rain pretty much throughout the entire day and throughout a good portion of the day tomorrow as well. So yeah, it's going to be kind of good hibernating weather almost, because we are going to be dealing with rain for the next 36 hours. Your full 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
All right, so I'm sure, you know, the grass will like it, but like you said, maybe we could catch up on sleep, you
yeah,
know.
Just hang out inside, maybe clean the house, something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep instead. All right, thank you, Claire. Well, coming up after the break, we could be one step closer to drones delivering our mail from us. Coming up, we'll tell you UPS is already one step closer to making it a reality. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
Well, every Wednesday, we here at Fox 47 will feature a pet who's up for adoption. Take a look. This is Jack. He is a sweet 7-year-old cat, and he is up for adoption at the Capital Area Humane Society. Now, Jack likes snuggling, kids, and getting attention. He would prefer to live as an only cat because he's timid around other animals. And for more information on Jack, you can head to the website listed on your screen right now. And if any of you have pets who are missing, we can also feature them on our social media. Just send a picture and information to PetFinder at fox47news.com. Well, California wants to block a law aimed at forcing the president to release his tax returns. The law requires candidates for governor and president to file copies of their personal income tax returns from the last 5 years. If candidates refuse, they cannot be on the primary ballot. Well, a U.S. judge has ruled the law likely violates the Constitution. California's Secretary of State says the law is crucial to protecting American democracy. A Florida man is facing multiple charges. He cut the brakes on electronic scooters in his neighborhood. This video is from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. You can see here Randall Williams walk up to the electric scooter, slap a sticker on it, and then cut the brakes. He'll have to pay $1,400 to fix each scooter. Police say since April, more than 140 of those scooters have been damaged, and many of them reportedly happened within 2 blocks of Williams' apartment. Well, there may be more packages flying up in the air. Listen to this. UPS has gotten the green light to operate drones nationwide. The company's Flight Forward division is now allowed to expand drone deliveries to hospitals, college campuses, and business complexes. UPS will not be able to fly drones beyond the sight of the person who's operating it, but the company says home delivery is still years away. Well, October means pumpkins everywhere. Pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin costumes. Today is even National Pumpkin Seed Day. But what about pumpkins in an aquarium? Take a look at this. The staff at the Tennessee Aquarium got into the holiday spirit by taking place in the annual underwater pumpkin carving competition. You heard that right. You can see the two divers there at the bottom of the Tennessee River exhibit carving pumpkins while fish circled. No big deal. It's all a part of the aquarium's Odd-tober celebration. Interesting idea there. We're going to turn things over now to Claire for a check on the weather. Claire, we might be able to recreate that here if we just carve our pumpkins outside.
I was just about to say that. I was like, if you want to have that same experience, just take your pumpkins outside. Plenty of rain on the way for today. So if you are going to be out and about, the raincoat and the umbrella, probably a good idea. Here's live look in East Lansing this morning where it's foggy and we're already starting to see some rain working its way into the area. Most of the rain just now working closer to Lansing and just to the north of Jackson as well. If you're traveling southbound on US 127, likely going to run into some rain, so take it easy out there on those roads. We're getting reports of some flooded roadways up near Gratiot County on US 127 and M46. So again, just use caution on the roads this morning. There's plenty of rain and we'll be dealing with this pretty much all the way throughout the day. So it's not only this morning, it's this afternoon, even into this evening and overnight. That's mainly due to a cold front that's kind of stalled out just along the state line, and this is going to act as a conveyor belt for multiple rounds of rain, again, pretty much throughout the entire day, so the umbrella is a must. Your future track as we go hour by hour, it's not going to rain every second of the day, but it is going to be pretty gloomy. We're expecting, again, a couple rounds of rain to move through this morning, this afternoon, and even into this evening. Can't rule out the chance for a couple pockets of some more heavy to moderate rain off and on throughout the entire day. That's going to give us another quarter to half an inch of rain for most locations. Up to an inch worth more of rain is possible, at least for a few spots, and even overnight, although the rain kind of turns a little bit more spotty, it doesn't end completely. Thursday, we're expecting another round of showers to move through the region. Could see a few thunderstorms early on Thursday morning. That'll be mainly to the south, Coldwater, Hillsdale, and Adrian being the most likely locations to see any thunder at all tomorrow as that system scoots by just to our south. Scattered showers last at least through Thursday afternoon before we start to see a lot of that rain begin to taper off Thursday evening, and we should be dry as we go overnight Thursday into Friday. Now, predicted rainfall, this is over the next 36 hours or so. Again, expect maybe another quarter to half an inch of rain for most locations. Maybe up to an inch, at least in a few spots, mainly along into the north of the I-69 corridor. So keep that in mind. It's going to be pretty rainy at least all the way through Thursday afternoon before we finally dry out, and you are likely going to need to use caution on those roadways. Already getting reports of some standing water in a few spots. So again, if you see any standing water on the roads, turn around and find a different route. So for today, temperatures starting out in the 60s. We're actually going to be cooling down into the upper 50s later this afternoon, and tonight we should drop down to around 52 degrees with some scattered rain. Your 7-day forecast, 64 degrees with some more rain tomorrow. We finally dry out on Friday, a high of 56 degrees with partly cloudy skies. More sunshine on Saturday, highs still in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. We'll see a few showers Saturday night, but we should dry out again Sunday into most of next week. And don't forget to watch tonight to see if Brett hit the Fox 47 3-degree guarantee. Brett gets the forecast within 3 degrees of the actual high temperature in Lansing or Jackson. Fox 47 will donate $50 to weekend survival kits. If not, they will double it. Tune in tonight for Fox 47 News at 6:30 and 10.
And I almost kind of like right now, the period that we're in where it's a little rainy and then we see some sunshine. We can get to there. Yeah.
We can get there. It's a little bit gloomy, but like we were saying, good napping weather.
Yes. And spooky season.
It is spooky season, yes. So it's feeling seasonally appropriate outside.
All right. Thank you, Claire. Well, coming up after the break, winning a race that you weren't even in the first place. Coming up, we've got the story of one 10-year-old who outran all the competition without even meaning to. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
Well, get this, a 9-year-old in Minnesota accidentally ran a 10K race over the weekend and he won. Cade Lovell was running a 5K race, but he made a wrong turn. Well, he actually doubled his distance by mistakenly running straight ahead onto the 10K path, which for reference is 6.2 miles. Cade's mom got worried when she didn't see him cross the finish line with the rest of the 5K runners. Well, people started coming up to her saying they saw Cade on the 10K course and he was doing amazingly. When Cade crossed the finish line, he found out he was first, not just in his age group, but first place overall. He finished the accidental race in a little more than 48 minutes. Pretty impressive for a 9-year-old. All right, well, an Ohio man celebrated his 94th birthday by jumping out of an airplane. Mariel Carbone was there for the thrilling moments.
Leaving his security behind, all to take flight.
Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. Well, I hope it's a good airplane.
But as he suited up, Paul Grimmy says there was no fear.
No, I'm not nervous at all.
Because he knew he'd have a guardian angel jumping right there with him.
Your wife will be with you when you jump, but one thing about it, she won't need a parachute. She'll be right alongside of you.
Paul's wife passed away in January. Saturday would have marked their 75th wedding anniversary. The jump just as much for her as himself. His granddaughter taking him skydiving for his 94th birthday.
I'm glad he's going to do it. I didn't think he would when I told him that's what I got him for his birthday.
And so, loaded in. Up they went until the moment came, the jump.
It was just beautiful. I just couldn't get over the scenery.
Just as beautiful, the thoughts of his wife.
Yeah, I was thinking of her too. Yeah, I didn't see her though. She did. I thought maybe she would join me.
We did it!
Yeah, we did it.
And though she wasn't there, their legacy, a still growing family, was cheering him safely to the ground.
Yeah, it was more than I expected.
I love how calm he is in the air.
I
Like,
know,
we did
right?
it. He's like, yeah, we did it.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, no
cool,
big deal.
man. Yeah.
It's cash, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Typical Wednesday morning for
Right.
us here, too. And, you know, on this Wednesday morning, you don't want to skydive. You just want to be inside.
Yeah.
That was my week transition.
No, I mean, it's true. It's gray, it's
Yeah.
gloomy, it's raining, and it's going to be that way pretty much through most of the day. So,
all right.
Not the best outside
No.
weather.
No.
But if you do have to be out, the umbrella, the rain jacket, and the rain boots, all a good idea. Satellite and radar showing you steady to more moderate rain moving through the Lansing area this morning. Just a little bit of some light rain, mainly north on the north side of Jackson. And we have more off to our west. That's all headed our direction, and that will continue off and on pretty much throughout the entire day today and into the first half of the day Thursday as well. So the next 36 hours are looking pretty rainy. Temperatures right now, we're starting to cool down. It's still a little bit warm in Jackson, 69 degrees there, but you can notice the stark difference. It's 60 degrees in Lansing, 66 though still in Charlotte. We will be cooling down with temperatures likely in the 50s for most of the afternoon, and there's all that cold air just off to our north. Again, that's headed our direction. Temperatures in the 50s by Friday.
All right, lucky us.
Yeah, I know, right? Michigan and fall in Michigan.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Claire. Morning Blends coming up next. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
This morning on The Blend, we are joined by Kristen Ray, who is a Medicare sales manager with Physicians Health Plan. Welcome to The Blend.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you've got a new healthcare option Sparrow's offering this fall. Let's get into this a little bit.
Yes, let's. So PHP, which is Physicians Health Plan, along with Sparrow, we're really excited to be able to continue our efforts to improve the health and the wellness of our community, which we do all the time, but this fall we're going to be able to offer a new Medicare Advantage plan. And we're really excited about that. We're also teaming up with Covenant Healthcare, which is a health system out of the Saginaw area, to really be able to provide our new offerings to a more broad range of people.
So talk a little bit about what this new plan will offer people who partake in the program.
Yeah. So there's 2 or 3 things that I really like to highlight when I'm talking to folks about our new plan. The first one is we're going to be able to offer a really broad network of physicians and providers similar to the one people already see with Sparrow. The second is really high-level customer service. And I think the people in our community already know to expect that from Sparrow, and it's the same for the Covenant healthcare system in Saginaw. And so we're going to be able to continue that in our offerings for the new Medicare Advantage plan. And I think a third thing is our coverage with this plan is going to be really flexible. And what I mean by that is folks are going to be able to tailor this plan to themselves based on what their medical needs are, but also what their financial needs are going to be.
So is that what's different about this version of the plan?
So the things I think are going to help us stand out against our competitors, and folks that are aging into Medicare, which means they're about to be 65, are going to be bombarded in this season with different information about Medicare, both in general and all the options that they're going to have. And so I think a couple of things are important to help us stand out. The first one is going to be how comprehensive the approach to their health care is going to be possible with this. And what I mean by that is a couple of things. They're going to be able to coordinate their care on a personal level with their doctor. But because Sparrow and PHP, along with Covenant, is proud to provide such a local approach to this Medicare Advantage plan, they're really going to be able to have their plan administrators who are local in their area, like the PHP office in town, really coordinate closely with the doctors that they're seeing as patients. And that's something that I think people are really going to value, but also that sets us apart from bigger, more corporate type plans, if you will.
So Kristen, where do people get more information?
So that's a good question. So based on some of the government regulations, we can't give too many specifics right now to the public, but if you're looking to get a little help with all the confusion, a good recommendation would be to talk with a trusted local agent in your area.
Or just go to your website right there.
Yep, there's a website there, and our number's on the screen. Thank you so much.
Live, local. Fox 47 Morning News at 7 starts now.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome to your Fox 47 Morning News. I'm Julie Williams.
And I'm meteorologist Claire Cameron.
Claire, it's 8 a.m. and I just looked out there and we're already talking about napping because it's coming down already. It's kinda,
it's going to be, just like you said, today. Gray, gloomy, rainy, cooler. So,
all right.
You know.
All of it. Just throw it all in there. Yeah.
Just bear good news this morning. But yeah, satellite and radar showing you the rain has moved in and expected to stick with us for a good portion of the day. It won't rain every second, but it will rain off and on even through the overnight hours. So right now, satellite and radar showing you Lansing pretty much encompassed in light to more moderate rain. A few showers on the north side of Jackson as well, and we have more coming in from the west. So again, it's not just this morning, it's this afternoon, this evening, and tonight that we'll be dealing with the showers. Live look on the south side of Lansing, wet pavement as the rain begins to come down. Current temperatures already cooling down quickly in Lansing. It's 58 degrees right now in Lansing, 70 though still in Jackson. So again, we'll see cooler temperatures instead of warming temperatures as we go throughout the day. So for our Wednesday, expect temperatures that start in the 60s but cool into the 50s. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder this morning. We could see another 1 inch of rain possible, mainly along the I-69 corridor. Have the full breakdown hour by hour in just a few minutes.
All right, rainy.
I know, like I said,
yeah.
All the good news.
Yeah, we love it. Just rainy, cooler.
Yeah.
All right, but it is fall in Michigan.
Yeah, and the 7-day forecast has sunshine in it, I promise.
Okay, good. Yeah. We're holding you to that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Claire. Well, new from overnight, a busy intersection that takes you into Michigan State University had to be shut down for several hours this morning, and it's still closed, not because of a hazard on the road, but one hanging over it. Take a look at this. Several power poles along East Jolly were leaning over the road. This is near College Road in Meridian Township. Well, township fire officials tell us they just don't know what happened, but they do not think weather played a factor. We will keep you updated on this. Again, Jolly is closed between College and Hagedorn. Well, Michigan is now the second state in the country to ban flavored vaping products. Governor Whitmer used emergency rules to ban the sale of flavored nicotine products. That ban went into effect at midnight. It comes after last-minute pushes to try to stop it from taking effect. Just didn't work. At least for now. Fox 47's Maureen Halliday joins us in studio now to explain.
Well, despite the several attempts to avoid banning flavored e-cigarette products, the ban is taking place today, but it might not last very long. The Attorney General's office says a hearing discussing the ban will continue next week. It affects everything from selling to distributing and advertising flavored vaping products. Violators could see up to 6 months in prison and a fine of up to $200. These rules also apply to retailers and distributors, but also those trying to resell the vape products they already have. Now, the hearing will pick back up on October 8th. For more information on the ban, click this story on Fox 47's website.
All right, Maureen, thank you. Now, while Michigan's ban is now in effect, the number of people dying from a lung-related illness linked to vaping has gone up again. Health officials in Virginia and New Jersey confirmed a vaping-related death last night. It brings the nationwide total to 16. More than 800 cases have been reported across the country, and that includes here in Michigan. Health officials are still trying to narrow down a specific cause. Several criminal sexual conduct charges have been dropped against a former Jackson priest. In May, the Attorney General's office announced charges against Timothy Crowley. Court records show all of those charges were dismissed during a hearing yesterday. Crowley served at St. Mary Parish in Jackson in the early 80s. The AG's office has not said why those charges have been dropped. And classes will be back in session at East Lansing High School this morning. Yesterday, a threat closed the school. Well, the superintendent says an email threat was sent to the school early Tuesday morning. Investigators later found out that email came from North Carolina, and it was meant for a school there called ELHS. Counselors and social workers will be at East Lansing High School today. And at least 7 Jackson area students are now charged in threats made against several schools over the past 2 weeks. Now, last week's threat against Da Vinci Institute was the 6th threat against a Jackson area school since September 17th. The threats forced Da Vinci, Northwest, Concord, and Columbia schools to cancel classes. All of the students are charged as juveniles with a false report or threat of terrorism. That's a 20-year felony. A former Lansing police officer will learn whether or not he'll head to jail. Matthew Preby pled no contest to charges that include second-degree criminal sexual conduct. Preby is the former resource officer at Lansing Eastern High School, and he had been with the Lansing Police Department for 10 years. Well, he resigned last June. Preby is accused of sexually assaulting at least 3 students, and he would have faced at least 20 years in prison rather. Well, a plea deal means he'll be behind bars for less than a year. After that, he'll register as a sex offender. Preby is scheduled to be sentenced at 8:30 this morning. And former MSU gymnastics coach Kathy Clagis is also expected to be in court this morning. Well, she's asking a judge to throw out evidence in the case against her. Clagis is awaiting trial on 2 charges of lying to police during the Nassar investigation. If convicted, she could face up to 4 years in prison. A hearing in the case is set for 10 this morning. We'll, of course, let you know what happens. Democrats want to question State Department officials about the Ukraine scandal. Now, that's what's led to an impeachment inquiry of President Trump. Tracy Potts is on Capitol Hill this morning.
The former ambassador to Ukraine will not appear before Congress today, rescheduled for next week as Democrats battle it out with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
Mr. Secretary, do you have any comment on reports you're on the July 25th call with President Zelensky?
Pompeo accused the House Foreign Affairs Committee of trying to intimidate and bully state employees into participating in the impeachment inquiry of President Trump. Democrats accused Pompeo of obstruction.
These folks will testify that Secretary Pompeo will fail in his efforts to intimidate them, and we'll know even more about something that we already know a lot about.
That's something, whether the State Department directed Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani to dig up dirt on Joe Biden in Ukraine. The department's inspector general asked lawmakers for an urgent briefing today. Giuliani's under subpoena to produce documents on his contacts in Ukraine. He's hired his own lawyer and told Fox last night he may sue
the members of Congress individually for violating constitutional rights, violating civil rights. We'll also sue them for trying to violate the attorney-client privilege.
Overnight, the president tweeted that the impeachment inquiry is a coup intended to take away the power of the people.
Governor Whitmer has vetoed a GOP plan to pump nearly $400 million into one-time funding to fix Michigan's roads. It was just one of several things she vetoed while signing a state budget earlier this week. Last month, legislators agreed to focus on passing a budget without a deal on roads. Well, those negotiations fell apart weeks ago. The two sides could not agree on a short-term road funding plan. Governor Whitmer says she hopes Republican lawmakers will come back to the table.
I remain eager to have a conversation with anyone who's serious about fixing the problem. But the fact of the matter is this budget, this one-time $400 million that fixes 4 bridges and 39 miles is not serious.
She says she's invited top Republicans to a quadrant meeting tomorrow. Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey says, quote, he's in no rush to participate in the governor's tug of war. House Speaker Lee Chatfield says they're willing to talk with the governor.
So we've been at the table for the past 3 weeks, even after the governor refused to meet with us during these budget negotiations. And we passed a bipartisan budget last week to the governor that I'm very proud of. Anytime that she wants to join us back at the table, we're still here having conversations. I look forward to talking with her.
The governor has also axed a popular tourism campaign. Pure Michigan has been the state's brand for years. The Greater Lansing Convention and Visitors Bureau says the campaign helps bring in visitors and millions of dollars each year. Now there's some worry local businesses could take a hit.
This past 12 months, we had 170,000 on-site visitors from all 50 states and all but 2 state of Michigan counties. Lansing has a true tourism destination magnet. I mean, we have phenomenal assets here that draw people from all over the country.
Well, the governor's office says she supports Pure Michigan. She says she was forced to cut the budget after negotiations with Republicans broke off. And there is much more to come on your Fox 47 Morning News. Coming up after the break, top negotiators now saying a deal between the UAW and GM likely won't happen anytime soon. Plus, federal investigators now looking into a possible hack of an app for absentee voters. And what MSU football coach Mark D'Antonio is saying about paying college athletes for endorsement deals. Stay with us.
And plus, have the umbrellas ready to go. Plenty of rain, pretty much expected off and on throughout the entire day and even into Thursday. Tell you when we finally see some sunshine coming up in your 7-day forecast.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, October 2nd, and have the umbrella ready to go. You will need it. Here's a live look on the south side of Lansing. It's hard to tell, but the rain is coming down. Wet pavement out there. The roadways likely seeing at least a couple areas with some standing water, so take it easy. We are going to be dealing with rain pretty much over the next 36 hours or so. Like I said, that umbrella is going to be necessary. Right now, satellite and radar showing you some light to moderate rain overspreading the Lansing area. Jackson, dry for the time being, but you notice all of this rain off to our west. All of that is headed our direction. A cold front kind of stalled out just to the south of us, and this is going to act as a conveyor belt, pretty much shuttling in at least a couple periods of rain off and on throughout the entire day today. Another area of low pressure will scoop by to our south tomorrow, bringing with it another chance for some rain. So not really going to be seeing dry weather at least until Friday. So your future track as we do go hour by hour. Again, it's not going to rain every second of the day, but we'll likely see at least periods of some rain off and on all the way into the overnight hours, and there is a chance for some more at least patches of some heavier rain as we go throughout the day. We're expecting another round of more moderate rain as we go into the evening hours. And again, overnight, a lot of the rain starts to taper off, but it doesn't go away completely. And then waking up on Thursday morning, that's when we see that system that will scoop by to our south, but it will be close enough to provide us with another day of some scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder if you're to the south. And we'll see those showers continue at least through Thursday afternoon. By Thursday evening, we start to see a lot of this rain start to kind of taper off, and we should be dry Thursday night into the morning hours on Friday. Now, because we are expecting more rain over the next 36 hours or so, we can expect to add another half to maybe 1 inch worth of rain. I think the best chance for some heavier rain today will likely be along the I-69 corridor, including Lansing, Charlotte, and Mason. Again, about half to potentially 1 inch worth of additional rain on top of what we've already seen over the last 24 hours or so. Points to the south a little bit less, probably Valley, closer to about a quarter to maybe half an inch of rain in the Jackson area. Again, this is all the way through about 5:30 on Thursday evening. For today, temperatures are cooling down instead of warming up. Expect temperatures right around 59 degrees by about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Winds from the northeast at 5 to 15 miles an hour. For tonight, we should drop down to about 52 degrees with some light rain overnight. It will be a little bit cooler. And in your 7-day forecast, more showers expected on Thursday, but they should come to an end by Thursday evening. We'll finally see some sunshine on Friday, but it will be even cooler with highs in the mid-50s. We'll stay in the 50s on Saturday. A few showers Saturday night, but we should be dry again by Sunday. Mostly sunny for early next week with highs right around 60 degrees.
All right, so like you said, that sunshine is in the 7 days.
Yeah, so it's not all gloom for the next, several days, but today and tomorrow, good movie day, good nap day.
Movie day, nap day, yeah. We kind of like that.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, thank you, Claire. Well, an agreement won't happen anytime soon between the UAW and General Motors. That's according to top negotiators. Monday night, GM offered the union a comprehensive resolution. The UAW says it just did not satisfy the contract demands of union workers who were on strike for the 17th day. UAW officials have responded with a counter proposal. Well, they're awaiting GM's next proposal to the union, and we'll let you know when that happens. And coming up after the break, remembering a young hero. Family and friends coming to pay tribute to a teenage boy who died protecting the ones he loved. We have his story coming up.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
A 15-year-old boy died while trying to protect his younger sister, and a vigil for him was held over the weekend. Kyler Edmond was home with his sister in Florida. That's allegedly when a career criminal stabbed the teen while on a crime spree in their neighborhood. Kyler was a member of the ROTC and is remembered by everyone as a hero. Right now, the man who allegedly killed Kyler has been arrested for burglary and theft. Family and friends have raised money to help Kyler's parents with funeral arrangements. So far, they've raised nearly $70,000. And we have new information now. Johnson & Johnson has settled a lawsuit. It's in an attempt to stay out of a federal trial over the nation's opioid crisis. The company reached a deal worth more than $20 million with 2 Ohio counties. 4 other drug companies had already reached settlements with the area. The company is not admitting liability in the settlement. That settlement comes 3 weeks before the federal trial is set to start in Cleveland. And right now, the FBI is looking into reports of people who tried to hack a voting app during the 2018 elections. VOATS is an app that lets voters who are active military or registered to vote outside of the country vote from their phones. Officials say the system was not compromised, but the FBI is still following through with their investigation. And a woman is facing a trespassing charge for climbing into a lion exhibit at a New York zoo. Watch this. You've got to see this video. The woman is standing just feet from that lion. Officials at the Bronx Zoo say she climbed over a safety barrier and then into the exhibit. You can see her dancing and kind of like waving her arms around.
There was a woman who thought it was a good idea to go dancing with lions, and I'm wondering what the hell she was thinking.
Well, the zoo has filed a report with NYPD. Zoogoers say they hope this incident won't ruin the experience for others because they say they don't want high fences around the exhibits. They're kind of like low walls there. And I'm kind of surprised that that lion just kind of seems like, what's the deal, man?
Yeah.
What you doing?
He almost looks confused.
Yeah. Kind of like, can someone come get her?
Yeah, right. Like, can someone get her out of my exhibit, please? Like,
yeah. She's stealing my spotlight.
Right. But yeah, not the smartest idea.
Like we said, 10 out of 10 would not recommend by any means.
Not do, yeah.
All right, well, we're going to turn things over now to weather because we know it's a good day to catch up on like cleaning, maybe a Netflix series.
Yeah, I was just about to say is like Netflix if you're wanting a new series or something today and tomorrow the day's very rainy. A look at the satellite and radar this morning showing you pretty much showers across the entire Lansing area. Even a few showers beginning to move closer to Jackson. We'll be dealing with this rain again off and on throughout the entire day, so have that umbrella. You're likely going to need it at least more than once. Temperatures right now, it's odd. We're 58 degrees right now. now in Lansing, but it's still 70 degrees in Jackson. We have colder air filtering in from the north, and that will slowly work its way south as we head throughout the day. So it will be getting cooler instead of warmer as we head throughout the day. Temperatures likely going to be in the 50s by later this afternoon, and they'll kind of stick there throughout a good portion of the day. And again, off and on rain throughout the entire day. More rain tomorrow, but we do see some sunshine in the 7-day forecast. I'll have a look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, so for now, have the umbrella handy.
Yeah,
you'll want it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Claire. Well, Bob and Deb are coming up next on the Morning Blend. We'll be back with more news on Fox 47. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
Joining us on the Blend this week, we have board members from NAMI, which is a National Alliance on Mental Illness. Next to Deb, we have Katrina Bisbee and Margaret Keeler and Michael Lindauer. It's important that you're here because I know next week is Mental Illness Awareness Week. And to honor that, I know you have lots of events that are coming up. So let's start with you, Katrina.
We do. We have lots of events that will engage the community. And so kicking off Mental Awareness Illness Week, we have Faith and Mental Health. And that's an opportunity for faith leaders to sit down. There will be a panel discussion to just let individuals know how faith is an important component to helping individuals who may have a diagnosis, but also have those conversations within the faith community that it's okay, trying to take the stigma away from mental illness, and along with faith and prayer, you can seek professional help.
And this is on October 6th, correct?
Absolutely. That's going to be at the Hannah Community Center at 4:30 in East Lansing.
And it's free to the public.
It absolutely is free.
Yeah. Margaret, what are your events you've got coming?
So the event that I'm working with is Youth Mental Health, a community conversation. This is a very important topic because we know in our Tri-County region we've really suffered with several losses and the rise of mental illness and difficulty coping. So the event on October 7th, Monday, is going to be at Alfreda Schmidt Community Center. Clips from a movie called Coming Up for Air will be shown, and then an expert panel and diverse panel will be talking about how we can address mental health in our Tri-County region.
I would imagine this would be especially helpful for parents too. The anxiety and depression levels in teenage kids especially, social media a big factor in that, they're finding, but this could be so helpful in finding paths.
Well, I think it's important to have something that reduces the stigma, so it's okay to open up and talk about this, and also understand that there's things that can be done in our community to promote resiliency.
I'm happy to say I've spent a lot of time in therapy, and it really helped. Seriously, you know, and people are like, yes, it's helped me through my life, through grief and loss, depression, mild depression, and to talk to a professional, it's a tool. It's like you use a tool for any other thing. So please utilize it if you need it.
And Michael, you have two events.
Yeah, I got two events. On Friday, October 11th, we have Healing Through Art at Urban Beats, and with that event, it's basically showcasing artwork done by our community members and their creative vision and the challenges that they go through in an expressive form. And then on October 12th, we have Music for Minds, which is a music event, basically just highlighting capstone of our event at the Fledge.
Well, we're going to put all your information on the screen if people would like to get in touch with you. Again, you can get a hold of them, National Alliance on Mental Illness, at namilansing.org.
Well, if you're looking for a fun date night this weekend, you can head to Old Town for their BlockTober Party. The event is on Friday for people 21 and older. There will be axe throwing, music, brews from Old Town's Ozone brewhouse, and a lot more. The event starts at 6 p.m. this Friday and this Saturday. You can find more information on our website under our Around Town Events tab. We'll have more local events and things to do right here on Fox 47. If you have an event you'd like to share, send us an email. That's to aroundtown@fox47news.com.